Hello, this is Pastor Rick, and I want to welcome you to this special edition of our Sunday Forum, the TableTalks that we've been running all summer. This is for October the 1st, and we have a wonderful topic. We're going to take a look at all the best of the TableTalks that have run this summer. This was a new idea. We wanted to promote conversation at homes over theological and moral issues, and we couldn't do it together at church, so we thought we'd do it in our homes separately, but together. And so we want to review all the top viewed Table Talks from this last summer, and we've picked the 6 most viewed, but at the end, we're going to have links so that you can see each of these again, and we're going to have a vote. We're going to encourage you to vote for your top video and why you chose it. And so we want to start with our most viewed video of this summer. It was a surprise, really. It was a review of the film Sound of Freedom. It was a tough film, but here I think people watched it because of the importance of the topic of children and guarding our children from trafficking. Let's watch the clip now. And the line that just really pierced my heart was that no child of God is up for sale.
Because God's children are not for sale.
The second most watched video this summer was not a surprise. It was Barbie. And obviously Barbie was this blockbuster hit and everybody was going to watch it dressing up in pink. The surprise was that there was theological content in the movie. Let's watch a short clip from Barbie right now. Growing up, almost every woman had a Barbie and a Ken. Yeah, and I can remember growing up as well, not having Barbies and Kens because we were 4 boys at home. So this is all new information to me, stuff that I'm discovering. Obviously, my wife Nina had her Barbies and she gave them to my daughter to play with, but I was never invited to any of those parties. But here we go. We want to talk about the importance of women and the relationship to Barbie. Was that a good thing and a bad thing? And as we'll see, we're going to talk about the doll and the movie because the relationship with that doll, with Barbie, is quite complex. The third most watched video was another surprise. It was about the Burning Man Festival in the desert of Nevada. And here this was in all the papers, but I have to admit, I was a little surprised at how many people viewed this video where really the concern was not just the festival, it was all of our desire for community. Let's watch the clip. A quirky topic this week, and that is we're going to talk about the Burning Man Festival. Burning Man, the deep desire that we have for community. Took place out in Nevada. It took place between August 27th and September the 4th. It's done that for the last 35 years. They had this torrential rain, and then thousands of people were stranded out in the Nevada desert without a way to leave. Wet, cold, miserable. Oh, they came for all the fun to play in the desert. And people have all sorts of opinions about what happened. You'll notice that some have gotten a little moralistic and, all these rich people go out and party in the desert. They deserved it. That's kind of the idea. God's giving them back through wind and storm. And yet there seems to be more going on here than just an old pagan ritual. It's being displayed in some pretty creative ways out in the desert. And yet there's something going on, a deep desire for community that we want to talk about. All right, the 4th watched video was one of our first. It may have been the first of our Table Talks this summer. It was about this interesting merger between the PGA and the LIV, the Saudi golf tournament, and we called it Golf in the Kingdom. And of course, our interest was not in golf per se or the merger per se, but in the issue of moral integrity, how all of us are confronted with this challenge of how to make decisions with integrity based in the kingdom of God. Let's watch the clip now. And it's a question not just for the PGA, but it's a question for us as well. When there are moral issues, and Jay Moynihan says, I know people are going to call me a hypocrite because I made a moral stand last year and now I'm giving in to the money. Is that right? Is that pragmatic? Is that practicing forgiveness? Or is it abandoning a moral position? Again, it's not just a question for the PGA at this time. It's one that we all wrestle with. Okay, now the 5th most watched video, and remember again, we're going to ask you to vote at the end of this video of which was your favorite this summer. But the 5th most watched was shopping in the kingdom. And that was really based on my own experience, but experience I think many of us face, that when we go shopping, there are all sorts of moral and ethical issues now that make the whole adventure of shopping morally ambiguous and difficult. Let's watch that film right now. I've noticed in my own life that shopping has become more complex, morally and politically. It used to be that I would just hunt around for the best deals where I went shopping, but now I find that friends and family and people at church will criticize where I shop because the shopping is tied, again, with these larger moral and political issues. Let me give you an example. So I go to Chick-fil-A. Why do I go to Chick-fil-A? Because I love their spicy chicken sandwich. I love it. So much that I'll wait in long lines at Chick-fil-A to get that sandwich. And I mentioned this kind of in a joking type of way to several friends last week, and I got criticized from the left and from the right. All right, we've come to the 6th video, the 6th of the 6 we chose, the most popular this summer, and it was spirituality behind the art. There we took a field trip out to the East-West Gallery, and people really enjoyed, I think, seeing the spirituality in the art. Where is God in the painting? But we're going to highlight the end of the 2nd video where we went out to the East-West Gallery, because in that video, in essence, it's the fruit of both visits where we see all the art that was submitted from our members of Emmanuel to show where we see God in the painting at home, where we see Christ in the home. Let's watch this last clip that highlights all our own artwork.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost,
Okay, we've just reviewed the 6 top videos, the Table Talk videos for this summer. Which was your favorite? I'd like to know. So if you just write me a short video, say which of the 6 videos was your favorite, just one sentence, why it was your favorite, and if you voted for the top video, whichever one comes out on top here at the end of the voting, you will receive an Emmanuel Lutheran Church, Naples, Florida mug. All right? That's just trying to encourage you to get in your vote. And I'm from Chicago, so vote early and vote often. I hope you enjoyed these Table Talk editions. Next week, we'll begin a whole new series of a winter edition of Table Talks. Thanks for joining us on the Sunday Forum, this special Table Talk edition. Bye-bye now.